Today we'll start. Let's complete this numpy and see where we will feed you reach for pandas, and then just move from there. Please let me know if my mic is audible. Okay, so let's go on. So just a minute. Okay, guys, so let's go on. So I would delete this. We don't need this, so I'm going to delete all of this, and down to this. All right. So I will also delete this. So we don't see numpy around. We talked about it yesterday, and this. So the next place we will go on a basic type of numpy. So numpy has different types. When you use the d type, is a method. Sorry, is an attribute. When you use these attributes, it tells you the type of an array. What's the type of the array? So if we do a is equals to np.arrange, .arange rather, np.arange. So it's going to generate a numpy array that has 10 elements inside. So, and they are going to be numbers from 0 to 9. So if we do the a.d type, we'll get that is int 64. But if you also want to convert it to an integer, or sorry, to a float, so once you do, you can set it. So you can say, okay, even if as much as I am, I'm coming, let me admit people to the call. Okay, so even if you are setting from 1 to 10, you understand, you can decide to say, okay, let it be float. So I'm going to connect so that I can be able to run this code and show you something. Let me just import pandas here. I can't go up, I can't scroll. Sorry, import numpy. P. So let me know I've done that. So, and then the reason, okay, fine. So the reason why I did that so that I can be able to print. I just want to print it out for us. Once class gets to a certain time, we'll stop admitting people because it's kind of disturbing. A.d type. So Sorry, I think I'm having a network issue. Don't know what's going on. So I think I'm having network issues. Just apologies. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Thank you. So, apologies, please. I don't know what's wrong with my network, so it might be going off and on. So if you print, if you just do something like a range here, you get from 0 to 9. And if you print the D type out, if you print the D type out, it tells you say now int 64. Int 64 is just a bit size. The 64 there means a bit size. You have int 32. Hello, can you hear me? I don't know what's going
Yes,
on.
we can.
It's just so funny. I don't know what's going on. Okay, so let's go. You can, but instead of you saying it like this, 0 to 9, you get the idea. You can convert it to a float whenever you are declaring the array, when you are initiating the array. So that's what we did here. So when initiating the array, so just to save change. When initiating the array, we just declare that the D type, ensure that the type of the array should be a float. So instead of coming as 1, 2, 3 to 9, it came at 0 to 9 point something. It, other ways we can create arrays, with np.zeros. So once you say np.zeros, and then you put the number of sides in terms of the column and the rows, so it's going to give you all the arrays and they are going to contain 0. So that's what 0 does, np.0. So now which you want to be that one. And then if you check the type, you see say the type now float. So np.zeros will always give you automatically, will give you float arrays. That's what we are saying. Okay. So what we mean by other data types, other complex data types is just randomly we don't use it, but anyway. So when you say np.array and then you see we'll do one plus. I think there is a complex you get what they call complex data type for normal Python. So if you don't face that kind of thing before, it's just like they add just beyond one and something, they add alphabet to the joiner, which is what we are saying, okay, 1 plus 2j, comma 2 plus 4j. That doesn't really make much sense, but it can also be seen as a complex data type. And aside that, you also have a Boolean. You can have a Boolean array which just contain true and false. Is it true? Is it false? Just like that. So you can also have an array that contains true, false. And this Boolean array, they are very, very important, especially when you do pandas and you want to do conditional selection. So you want to select rows, or you want to do conditions to select columns or to select rows. And lastly, if you get string for arrays, and they come out as uses. Okay, fine. So another thing you can read about is each built-in data type has a character code that uniquely defines it. So I have the Boolean, I for integer, U for unassigned integer, F for float, C for complex points, and so forth. So let me copy this and paste it. Copy link. So let me paste it here. If you go here, go read about this. What did I copy, Seth? I didn't copy the exact test I want to copy. You are leaving this and this and that. Continue. Okay, so this is like I showed you yesterday. There's a lot you can read about in terms of documentation. So let me paste it here. This is the link where you can see all the type of the types of arrays. Cool. So let's go to slicing. It already is not be news again for those who know they do we don't understand list. So you can create an array and then you can slice. So slice begins at 0. Slicing begins at 0. So if we say we want to get the value at index 3 here, it's going to be 0. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. So the value at index 3 is going to be 3 according to this array we say here. Then also for multidimensional arrays, index are tuples of integers. So we can have an array called np.die. So this is an np.die array. We don't look at before how to create an array with this method called die. So what it's going to do is that it's going to say 1, it count the rest as 0, then 0, 2, the rest as 0, 0, 0, then 3. So that is more like if you see your positive numbers, they are in a diagonal shape. So we can index this array. How you take the index now? You do multiple index in terms of the first one. This first part simply means you target the row, and this second part means you target the column. So it is row and column. So what will they do for you? We say we want to say go to the second row. So this is the first row. This is row 0 or in the 0 or whatever. This is 1, and then not whatever. Let me go back. This is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. You get it? So we are saying go to the index 2. Once you get of that row, give us the second. That's the second index, the value in the second index position. So it's going to come here. This is row 1, row 2. Sorry, this is row 0, row 1, and then row 2. After it don't come there, this is in this row now. This is index 0, index 1, and then index 2. So that's what we pick. We say they give us 3. So let's say we want to get we want to go to the first row, and then we don't want to pick anything. We just want to pick the first row. Once you run it like this, you say it will give us the first row. This is the first row. This is what I mean first, or let me say number 1 row, because actually this one with the 6 will not be the first row in terms. Now 0, if you do 0 like this runner, so 0 is the beginning of an index. So if we say okay, at index 0, we want to pick the first item with the inside, and the first item with the inside now index 0 also, because this, if you are conversant with the list, you understand what I talk about. So if I pick 0 here, I'm going to get 1 as my answer. That's what we are doing. So let's go back to 2, and then 2 will get 3. So another thing you can do is that we can use slicing to assign value. So we'll say at row 2, then we want to get the first item at index 1, and then we want to assign it to 5. So if you see, it counts. This is 0, this is 1, this one at 2, and then the next thing you go do, you go say, okay, this is index 0. Understand? And then this is index 1. So the value in the here, which was 0 before, you convert them to 5. It's changed them to 5. So you can also use slicing or indexing, rather, not slicing. What am I saying? Indexing. You can also use index to change values. Now this is slicing. This is where we go to slicing. I don't know if you're saying slicing sense, but it's index. Previous one was index. Sorry about that. So in slicing, what would they do? We say we get this is the starting point, start the index, where we want to stop at the index, and the step we want to take in the index. So let me come here first. Let's say we have this in this array. So I want to get all the values from print. I want to get all the values from A. So I want to get all. I can just do like this. I need to print all of them for me. So just normal as this other one be. So they print all of them come out for me. But what if my goal now to get from index 2? So if I do from index 2 and I run out, see, it don't exclude this 0 and 1, because 0 is index 1, 0 is index 0, 1 is index 1. Now don't confuse this. Don't confuse this. All of you joining class and leaving class are disturbing me. So don't confuse this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9 to be the index. All these things are an element. They are not actually the index. But because say I could say, let me do it this way. Let me do it this way to make people understand. Let me say 20. I want between 10 to 20, and I want a step of let's give it a step of 2. Okay, so I'll run this. Great. So this is our new array now. So this is 10 to 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So I want between index 2 to above. So you see when I say index 2 now, it commutes 10 and 12 because 10 day index 0 and 12 day index 1. So it's picking for 14 because 14 I start from index 2 and then it will pick it to the end. But if I say I want between 14 and 16, so what I'm going to do is that I want between index 2. So this is index 2. This will be index 3. And then this will be index 4. So I'm going to put 4 here. Now, if I put 4 here after my column, it will exclude 16. Because remember, now n minus 1. So you go exclude 16. The end point, you go exclude and come out. So it will exclude 18 rather, sorry. And then it will give me 14 and 16. Because 18 rather, 9 the last position of the index, which is 4. Okay, so I guess that's understandable, or that's clear for now. It's sharp, Abi. All right, let's move ahead. So because I don't change this, code, so the values here will change. So no, I think I have to might just drop them back because I can't be changing codes all the time. Okay, fine. So we want to pick from 1 to 8, and then we want it at a step of 2. We want to slice at a step of 2. So you will pick 1, you will jump, you will pick 3, you will jump, you will pick 5, you will jump. Then because in an 8 will end, you know go reach 8, you go minus the last value where you go. So just as the way you slice on list, you can also slice on arrays. And then you can also use a slice to assign values. Okay, so let me do print. Okay, yeah, so I'll run this. What's my error? B is not defined. Okay, let me define B. It's my errors. This is very, very important too. This is look what we do here. We set a new array called B from 0 to 5, and then we say that A, in terms of our slicing from A from index 5 to the end, set them to be B minus 5. So it's going to reverse. You go reverse and then set the value to become what B is. Somebody say not receive me today. How many of us not saying that the same link we they use for class? Eh? Yeah, sure. So it's the same link. Oh, remember something. So it's the same link we are using. Like, not con the do pass yourself. Nobody's changing the link. Just a minute, I beg. Okay. So if today is your first class, raise up your hand. If today is your first class, raise up your hand, I beg. I want to see you. If today is your first class, raise up your hand. Today is the first time you are coming to class. Raise up your hand. Atifa, why are you raising your hand? I've seen you've come to class before now. I don't see you before. What is this thing? If today is your first time coming to class, raise up your hand now. So everybody here, you attended class yesterday. When I talk, I want to ask a question. Anybody here attend class yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sure. Everybody with you attend class yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So man know names already. I already know the common names. I don't know common names now. I just think maybe some persons feel like because we know maybe they did not receive mail, so they did not come to class thinking that they need I think they feel like they need me to join the class. They need new link to join the class. Arize did there. So I think we were to send me today. Oh, sorry, but we just felt like not disturbing her too much with mails. But anyway, sure. So the link remains the same. So after this class, we would send mail to everybody to remind everyone that the link remains the same to class. But you should know now already now. So let's do this part, copy and view for Numpy. What is the difference between copy and view? Copy and view simply means say you won't duplicate your arrays. For example, a slicing operation creates a view of the original array, which is a way to access the array data. Thus, the original array is not copied in memory. You can use np.vshare memory to check if two arrays have the same memory block. So let's say we have this array. This is an array that we have called A, and then between 0 to 9. Then we do another array called B, but we slice up. We slice A, so give us from index 0 to the last. That's what now this thing just mean. From index 0, make I explain, make I type that in here. What does that mean? Index, this is our array A. Give us index 0, meaning from the starting to the end. You get the idea? After you don't give us from the starting to the end, we won't do step by 2. So this is more like from index 0, let's say to 5, and then a step of 2. So because it would go from start to the end, no need to put the start and stop. So just do something like this: 0, dots, empty dots, the other dots, and then we say a step of 2. Okay, so that's what we are doing here. So we slice this array, we slice the array, and then set whatever we get here as our return, put up for inside B. But the next thing is this: is that even as much as you slice the array, put up for B, if you check the memories block of them, like check the memory, if they are stored in the same place, it could tell you say A and B, they are stored in the same place. What did that mean? We say any change you make for B, it will affect A. That is view. That's what we call view. If you set a view in an array, anything where you make, any change you make from one array, it will affect the other one. So for example, now we set the first index to be 10 inside this B we will get before. If you go print A, you see and say the first index don't turn to 10, but because we'll not actually be declaring like that before. See, when we declare A was 0. So because we slice A enter inside B and we make changes to B, it will affect A. That is view. But the best way to do this thing, I mean, of course, we don't know list before. Copy not be new thing again, Abi. So most of us already know .copy. So once you use .copy, it changes it. It gives you a new format, a new memory location. So any list where they create, any array where they create rather, it puts on for another memory location. So you see, so any change where you make for C, no will ever affect A. So in this case now, we create the same slice, use .copy, but this time you see we'll put .copy here. So by the time we make changes to, first of all, check the memory. Say they are not the same in the same memory again. We make changes to C, but one time we print B, array A still remains the same. Okay. So I just try my quick finish this I try my quick finish this because we're out of time for NumPy. Okay, so we do Boolean. NumPy array can be indexed with slice, but also you can use Boolean or integer arrays or mask. This may be called fancy indexing. It creates copies. It creates copies. Listen, it creates copies and not views. So, for example, if you use conditions, for example, let's say we have an array called A, and then we set them between range of 0 to 20 in the step of 15. So what we are doing here is that we generate number, and the number we will generate now between 0 to 20, but we need the size. So which you see for you now, generate a number between 0 and 20, but the size of it should be 15. This 15 here means size, actually not step, but it actually means size. So what will go happen be say the first number we generate, it was 13, it generates another number 15, generate another number 6, 4, just like that. But at the end of the day, go any number we generate for the exceed 20, and the size, if you count between from here, if you count from here down to this place, just count them. You find out that we have 15 elements inside this array. So that's what we are doing. So we declare the condition. We said, okay, inside this array, we will not create, which is A. All the elements with the A, we did do say, okay, what's this sign? I ask on a question. What is this sign?
Percentage.
Who say percentage?
Modulo.
Modulus, thank you. That's not percentage, I beg you. So this sign now modulus. So what we are saying is that any A modulus 2, meaning if 2 divides any of the elements inside this array and the remainder is equal to 0, give us the condition. So we got false, 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 true, 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 false, false, false. I mean, anyone we see false, me say the divider, like for example, if 2 go into 13, yeah, the remainder no go be 0 now. You understand? And also, if that's in terms of the modulus no go be 0. So if 2 also go 15, the modulus no go be 0. But if 2 go into 6, it will be 3 remainder 0. So that's what we have true here. Now, this is so. What if you want to extract just the element that are true? You want to extract them off. Like you want to create a new array that has the conditions that are true. So for you to do you just the name of the array, and then this condition will be say it all wrong. This is your condition. So when you filter the condition, or when you index the condition on the array, when you apply that condition at first, it gives you the possible true answers. So in our array here, the possible true answers are 6, 4, 0, 6, and 6. So it will bring all of them come out as a new array for you. Very important to understand this. And you can also use your condition to index, to assign. So where you fit to say, okay, where this condition is they met, give this declare say this value now -1, meaning change them to -1. So anywhere where you see say the condition they true, it change those values to become -1. Okay, so I think this is almost the last part, and then you can index based on integer. So this is an array from between 0 to 900 to 90 rather, using the step of 10. Using the step of 10. But we can index it. We can say, okay, let's use the index. Give us the value we say the index 2, index 3, index 2, index 4, index 2. So, but this time we put those index inside, so it's just like a nested list. So once you do a nested list of the index of an array, it will give you the values of it, and also you can use it to assign. All right, so this will bring me to the end of Numpy, which guys, we started yesterday. So let me use this moment to ask any question before we move ahead. There were some persons like Chris. I noticed some names yesterday. Chris. Okay. So how many of us? How many of us were able to go to the YouTube channel to go and watch? So peeps. So I'm going to say YouTube. YouTube.com. What am I doing? You just like YouTube. Okay. So when you go to YouTube and then I don't know which account. Okay, these are accounts. So you come to PEEP, community, and that should be videos now. I'm trying to say, okay, so this is the video. It's under a playlist called BootCamp. And inside this video again, we have Python, normal Python background knowledge on in Pidgin English. Oh, this one is in Pidgin English. So I don't know if you can hear the audio yourself. Now hear the audio. So you can go there and play all of this. It has a lot. And then this was for yesterday. And so hopefully we'll try to keep up with time you want to watch. You can easily go back and then watch. Thank you guys for those who have subscribed. If you know say you never subscribe, please ensure say you subscribe. This is amazing. Thank you. So today we'll go still come on that. All right. So somebody just. So cool. So if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, follow up, and then I also saw a lot of your LinkedIn post. Cool. You guys try. So let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. So today let's do pandas. We'll start with pandas today. So pandas tutorial, my pandas tutorial is already set, and I'm ready to go. All right, so let me ask a question. Has anybody ever heard of the word pandas before? Let's have that interaction. What do you know about pandas? Somebody go ahead. What do you know about pandas?
Well,
But did you catch you?
can I talk, sir?
Now you know, I can't Jerry. Cedra. Yes, now Kung Fu powder, yeah. Okay. Jerry, continue.
Okay. So what I know about pandas is that is used to work on CSV files.
Okay, that's nice. Any other person? Where don't you got it to? Almost said they tell us about pandas.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Pandas is a library in Python that is used for data manipulation. We can use it to read data. That is your data that is in CSV or Excel format. So you can use the Pandas library to read the data so it can be displayed in your collab. Then you can also use it for data manipulation. Hello.
All right, cool. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys have you guys have the idea of the concept. Okay, viewing data in a table format consisting of various rows and columns. All right, good one, Cedra. Good one, Michelle. Organize data into columns. Okay, into tables. Fine, 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 fine. So Pandas is a Python library widely used for data manipulation and analysis. It is called, as it is the core data frame of a powerful data structure resembling a table with rows representing observations and columns that represent variables. Has anybody ever heard the different? Has anybody ever heard something like Pandas series and Pandas data frame?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me the difference between a Pandas series and the Pandas data frame? Huh? Difference between a Pandas series and the Pandas data frame. You didn't come here just to learn. You also came here to interact. So anybody? Michelle, if you say series is one dimension, what do you mean by one dimension? If you say data frame is two dimension, what do you mean by two dimension? Nobody. Mm, no, not a single row of data. I know one dimension is a vector. Very good. I know it's a vector. But in terms of Panda series, what does it look like? Let me show you something. Let me look for a Google Sheet. I think we have a Google Sheet here I can easily use. Method response. Yeah, soft music. Let me use this one. Okay. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's taking time. So apologies, my network. So let me reshare my screen. So please confirm if you can see my screen. see my screen? I have to stop sharing. Okay, so you can see my screen. Let's go ahead. Thank you. Now, when you say something is a Pandas series, Pandas series refers to a single column. It addresses a column. Like in this data set, this age, all of this, it's called a Pandas series. When you are picking just a column out of a data frame, out of a table, that column you are picking out of a table is called series. It's a Pandas series. But combination of all those columns together is what you call data frame. So this full table here that has age, gender, and gen, they are all called a Pandas data frame, which is a two-dimension. It's a two-dimension. But when you talk about Pandas series is more like it's a one-dimension, it's a vector. You understand? But when you say any year Pandas series, just know it's a column. Somebody's talking about a column. So how does Pandas address a column? It's called a Pandas series. It's series. Any word series is alone. Data frame, combination of series that has columns and rows. Please, is that understood? I guess that's understandable. Okay, great. So we'll move ahead. So anytime you hear somebody talking about columns, you know that person is talking about a Pandas series. That's column. So that's the thing. So what is the series? How many series? You tell the person how many series they inside that data frame. We'll tell you, now 5 series they the data frame. You just know, okay, say 5 columns that the data frame. Don't be big grammar. You understand? And sometimes they call columns variables. A column can be addressed as a variable. Can tell you that how many variables do you have in that Excel sheet. You tell me I have 10 variables. When you say you have 10 variables, it means you have 10 columns. So because a variable speaks to a particular thing, a particular record. So a column can be a variable. Name is a variable. Let me go back there. These are terminologies you need to understand. Name is a variable. Gender is a variable. Gen is a variable. So you can also address columns as variables because they are storing, record. Anything when they store something, you understand? Or anything if you find a record inside, you call a variable. So columns can also be variables. These things they are very important too, because when you go out there, and then people are talking about data, or people are saying, sometimes you might not even hear people saying things like, I have 5 columns, rows. You what you call rows, you can call it data entry, data point. How many data entries do we have? How many data entry do we have in that data set? So when I say data entry, now what is the total number of data entry in this place? Let me look for, I don't want to look for count. So count, we have 19, we have 18, because it's starting from age. So if I come from here to shift down, see, we have 18 data entry. So some persons might tell you, how many data entry does this thing have? Doesn't actually mean it's confusing you. It's just asking how many rows you get. And it's possible that something can have 20 rows, for example, and then it's only 18 entry. When that thing happens, what does it tell you?
Blank rows.
It tells you there's a missing value. That it's possible some variables are having missing values. So that's where variables length difference comes in play. And that one can come in play. So some variables will get different entries. Very important. So you came to learn. This one where? Who has an ear? Let him hear. Okay, so I've taught you guys that one, and I'm excited about that one. So let's see how you can read data with Pandas. Since Pandas we are working with tables. Yeah, we are working with tables. So let's see how we can read data into Pandas. So I've broken it down. So you see this this data set we'll just check here that has age, gender, and gen. In Pandas, it can be a dictionary. It can come as a form of dictionary. We do this thing yesterday. So the age here, which is the name of the column, can just be here, and then you have a list. That's it. This entirely like this. This is what we call a panda series. You understand? Where you're addressing just a column. So you see, we have a list, and then this list contains how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It contains 6 entries, 6 data points or data entry. So inside that 6 data entry it contains, but you understand that we also have gender, it also contains 6. You have, so all of these things, this is a dictionary. Everybody should know a dictionary. So if I want to, let me run this. If I want to get, let's say, for example, as a normal dictionary, I want to just get the value of age. I'll do my underscore music. Either I do dot get, and then I write age. So when I do dot get, I write age. So it's going to bring out all of it for me. Or I do my music, my underscore music, anyone you want to, it will work. Then just index age out of it. So it's going to give me this too. Now, what's the difference? The difference here is that I don't need to tell you what's the difference between dot get and dot age. If you dig dictionary very well, you understand. One, if the key that you're looking for is not available, it does not throw you an error. But in this one, if the key is not available, it throws you an error. That's just the difference between dot get and this index of key. So you can see, we can easily, this is a proper dictionary, but we can convert a dictionary to a data frame, which is what we did here. So df is equal to PD, which is a panda. Sorry, we're not talking about how to import pandas. This is how to import pandas. You import pandas as PD. Now, some people ask me, why is it PD? The reason why it's PD is because it's something that is common in Python. Like somebody said, if you want to key a data analyst, these are your key data analysts. If I want to key a data scientist, I'll do something like this: import Numpy as PD. I'll import pandas as MP. Import matplotlib. Let's say .py plot as SNS, and then the last thing I'll do, I'll import Seaborn as PLT. If I do you this thing, I don't kill you with that. Can you see my screen, guys? See this thing? If I do you this thing, I don't kill you, because it's actually valid, because NumPy has PD. Yes, it will run. There's no error here. See, it will. Why no? I made a mistake. Okay, it will run. Matplotlib. I know say go wrong. So matplotlib and everything, it go wrong. See, that's to tell you that there's no issue with the importation. But where is the issue? The issue is with the PD. You see, the issue is with the PD. That's the data entry. That is the alias. Sorry, that is the alias. So if I do dr, PD, you say it's coming out as NumPy. It's coming out as, this is a NumPy. So don't do this thing, guys. So it's best to always, I've put myself inside trouble now. It's best to always ensure that you import whatever you're importing the proper way. Very, very important. Import it the proper way. So PD is a traditional stuff in Python. So after we have imported it as PD, then we can come here and use the data frame. So with your data frame, you convert it. That's how you can convert a dictionary. You can also read about a list, how to convert list to data frame. Please read about it. It's also possible. You can convert list to data frame. So once we run this code, once we run this code and then print our df, because we are using Colab, we don't need to be writing print all the time. You can just write df and then to print it out. It will print, if it's only on a cell, to just print the output out for you. So print df will give us, so this is the dictionary. This is the dictionary, and we have converted it to a table that has age, gender, gen, and then you see the index and all of that. So you can read through a dictionary. Another way you can read a CSV file. You can read a CSV file. But because we are working with Colab, I want to teach you how to read from Colab. Because if you are working with your local drive, it's a different ballgame. It's just for you to go to where the file is, copy the part of the file, and then paste it inside your file part. Possibly, once you are doing that, it might come with an arrow when you are working with your local disk. But when you're working with Pandas, when you're working with Colab, when you work with Colab, it feels very, very different. So the method we say, if you go to my, let me see if I can pick up my drive now. Yeah, if you come here, you click on files. Oh, so let me mount my drive first, so that I'll show you guys. So when you come here, you can mount your drive, meaning the drive where. Let me just find this thing out. Come, guys. Let me type drive. So this is pip drive, and then I'm going to go to folder. Okay, so this is what we are going to. We're going to tutorials, and then we'll go to data sets. So these are data sets that we have in our drive. So we just looked at this one just now. So we want to read the CSV file. So let me look for the CSV file. CSV file. So this is the CSV file we want to look at. Music CSV file. But it's inside our drive, and the folder is inside. That is inside. When the inside is now total data. So if I want to do that on my Colab, I'll just come here, mount my drive, click here to mount drive. So once you mount drive, it will show you prompts. Sometimes it will even create cell when you say you go run for them to mount the drive. That's if you never mount your drive before. So once you do this, so mount drive, this may take a longer time if you have large driving, blah, 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 blah. All right, don't worry, it doesn't matter. So you don't mount my drive. Once you mount my drive, see the size we give, normally we give us, as you give us these resources. So you see my drive don't show for here. I'll just click here, my drive. Okay, come down. Then from here, I will access the folder or the directory one you look for, which is tutorials and then data. So it's inside this place. I have all of it. So I'll just come here, click on copy parts. So I'll copy the parts, paste it in between this my directory. So I'm done here. Paste it in between my directory. So once I paste it here, the next thing you used to read CSV file, is to use pandas dot read underscore CSV, and then you write the name, the part of the file that you want to read. So if I run this, PD is not defined. Let me go and let me read pandas again. Okay, so come back and then read this part. So cool. So if I read this and then I read pd.df, see, it has read this pd.df. That's the CSV. So let me go back here and show you. Can you guys still hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, okay.
So this CSV file here, you can see I don't know if I can scroll a little bit bigger. So you can see the CSV file that we have here, which is name, gender, and the rest, down to 19. We have successfully read it here in Pandas. That's what we have here now. So these are you can read the CSV file. I didn't say it has to be a Google Drive. I'm saying because we are using a Colab, this is how you read it. Pandas work what you are using your local drive. Doesn't mean you have to use your Google Drive. Don't know if you get it. The person who asked that question, do you understand? Eh? If you are using, yes, if you are, see, Colab has, okay, I understand your question. Colab has a way you can access your local drive. There's a way you import, you can read that from here. Where's that stuff? Uh, where's that? There's a documentation of Colab. You can research about it. It has a way you can do it where you can just easily come back. Okay, no, this is my own table of contents. This is not what I'm looking for. I was trying to look for it. It's there where you can just read about it. I think when you go to Colab for the very first time, just type Colab research. Hope it does not open anything out for you. No, this is not what I want. Somebody say what? I don't. Let me say that question. Question is, let me get it again. Your question is, please, why the 0 showing in the data frame as serial number? That is index now. Indexes start from 0. That's why it's showing as serial number. This is 0. It's showing as on your I think on this place is 1. It picks it on 1, 2, 3, 4 there. But in Pandas, 0 begins counting. Index starts from 0. It already automatically read that this is the column you are passing. So it starts counting from 0. So these are the index. So it always stops at 17. You can also change it if you want to. I can change it if I want to. If I can say, okay, let the index start from 1. Can do that. That will just be df so if I run df again and I run it, see, the person will ask it, can you see that it's starting from 1? Please, let's respond fast so that I can move on. Yeah, so you can, what I just did was that begin the index from 1. So I don't want it to start from 0 anymore. So you can do that. It's Pandas. That's why Pandas is flexible. You get it. So I can also come back here and say I want to reset the index. This is what we'll do later in the this is what we'll do later as we go on. It's not so df.reset. See, once I do reset the index, it goes back again, start counting from 0. So that's what I want to do. So I'll do that equal to this. And let's just leave it that way. All right, so let's just leave it that way. So somebody was asking a question, and I was trying to solve that question. Okay, I was trying to tell the person that you can come here, examples, and this is where you can read about Colab. See, forms, tables, accessing files. So your question you were asking me in terms of accessing files.
I think that upload button there is how you can actually get file from your local drive.
No, that's not how you can get drive for your local. That is to upload. You're uploading a file from your local drive to your Google Drive. That's not you reading directly to your Google Drive.
Oh, okay. Okay, no, I was thinking maybe if you follow that route, you can upload the file on Colab.
No. When you come here and say when you say open upload service, what notebook you are working on. But read about this, whoever asked the question. So you see this is open files from your Google Drive. So you can do that. This is from Google Drive, how you can map your Google Drive and then be able to access files. So open it, see, look at what you're looking for. How to open files from your local file system. So first of all, you have to import these modules and then you upload the files and then you read the files. So this is what, if you are looking for how you can just read file directly. So this is what you can. But what we are saying here is that when you want to read with Pandas, if you want to read a file normally with the way we just said, you have to upload the file first to your Google Drive. So all these files you are seeing here are installed are in our Google Drive. They are in the Google Drive. So these are Google. This is my Google Drive or whatever. They are in here. So my drive. These files are stored in tutorials. So it was uploaded from my. It was uploaded into into my Google Drive, and then I can access it on Colab like that. I don't know if this thing is clear. Is this clear? All right, fine.
I wanted to ask, for the uploading of files, for example, I think I had a situation where in using Colab, it's more or less like every time I open the particular page and I want to work on that particular file, I have to upload it every single time. I don't know if that applies here, or if after reading it directly, you don't have to keep uploading and uploading every time.
You don't have to keep uploading it. All you need to do is that whenever you come to your Colab, ensure that you mount your drive. Because sometimes when you are done, this is the resources. These resources they are giving, this is an instance given to you by Google to be able to run whatever you want to run. Do you get the idea? So it's more like you can see that it has a RAM and a gig size, but it expires. You get it? Because there are many persons who are connected to this, so it expires. So what you need to do is that when you are done running your code, for example, and then you go off and you see it's showing green because I'm active. There's a point it will go. If I have poor network, might go to yellow or orange, and then when it's red, it means that my runtime is down. And when my runtime is down, possibly I might need to connect my drive again, mount my drive again before I read the file. That doesn't mean you're uploading again. The file is already on your Google Drive. So sometimes you might just come here and mount your drive so that it can access your drive. You get the idea? Very important. So you don't have to be uploading, except you are reading from a web. You are reading, you are pulling data from web. That's when you run it again, you have to download the data directly from web and then use it, which we might see. I think I have something like that here for you guys. So if this is how to read the CSV file, to read an SF file is simple. This is how you can read an SF file. So we'll copy the path again. So let me go back to our drive and then show you an SF file. So this is an SF file under tutorials data. So see an SF file. So this is an SF, you know the extension. SF file is different from a Google Sheet, so guys, don't confuse it. SF file is different from a Google Sheet. So this is an SF file, that's name. And then, but you see the sheet. Now, why is it important when you're reading an SF file, you put the sheet? But first of all, let me copy the parts and I will explain that one. So I'll go to my Pandas again. I already marked my drive, so to get the parts, it will not be very hard. Just for me to go here and look for what I want to read. This is the part I want the SF file. Copy, put it also in the parts. And then, why am I using sheet one? It is possible that as an SF file, you can have multiple sheets because an SF file is a workbook that has multiple sheets inside. So it's possible that you are not interested in reading the first sheet, you want to read the second sheet. But at default, if you do not put sheet one, if you do not put something like this, sheet name, if you don't put your sheet name, it picks the first sheet inside. So if you want to be specific about the sheet that you want to read from your SF file, then you have to say, okay, sheet name, that's when you use this parameter. Sheet name is equals to this. So for example, now let me run this part first. Now you see that running all of these things, we are not installing packages. Normally your local drive, if you want to run essay, you want to load an essay file, you have to install what they call open essay. Open essay, you have to install that in your local drive so that you can be able to have the full package to open an SF file. But in Pandas, it's already there. So this is an SF file. Now, an SF file is different from CSV, although it's the same data content you are seeing, but the format to which they were saved is different. So let's go here and let me add a new sheet. let me add a new sheet. And in this sheet, I just want to add, let me say, name. And let me say age for you guys to see. And then let's see for name, let's just do John and Michael. This is joining class by this time. Michael Peace, and then let's do another class, another name called French Mark, for example. So let's give them random name of age of 20, 23, 18, and then let's just put this on 25. So this is a new sheet. So let me bold this to just, it doesn't mean anything, but I like to bold it so in order for you to catch that this is, so you see that this is a sheet 2. So if we come to our data frame, so we have to, let me see what, I have to save this part. Okay, so if we come to our data frame here, and let's do df2, let's call it as df2. So df2, my screen is showing, Cedric, I think, can everybody see my screen? Yeah, my screen is showing, Cedric. So it's going to also be 5 parts. We're going to still read the same 5 parts. So it's going to be df2 pd.read underscore essay, and then say 5 parts. But this time, let's do the sheet. Let's say the sheet underscore name is equal to this time sheet 2. Are we together? Okay, so we'll do sheet 2, and then I'm going to say let's see what is df2, and then we'll run it. Let me see. So I'm getting notice. So I want to see what's going on. Coming. Let me see. Let me rename this. Let me refresh this rather. To actually check if it's actually saved. Okay, saved, and then I'll close it and see if it's saved on my essay. Because I'm getting nothing. Okay, so let me check 2. All right, fine. So let me go back to our pandas. I don't know why we're not having. So what's the essay extension is not the same as Google Sheets. The fact I'm viewing it from Google Sheets doesn't mean, look at the essay. This is an essay extension. It's not a Google. That's not Google Sheet extension. It's not the same. So I'm wondering why I'm not getting what I should be getting. So that's why I'm looking at it. I should be getting no. So okay, so finally it has loaded. So it was network. So you can see that it's the same 5 parts, still the same 5 parts, still the same part, but sheet 1 gave us this, and sheet 2 gave us this. That's the beautiful thing about using a sheet name. But if you load it directly, if I come here and I just load it directly like this without putting sheet name. I just load it directly like this. It's going to just give me it as sheet 1. See, without even passing anything. If I don't pass any name, it's going to give me a sheet 1. Very, very important to understand this when you are loading. And you must ensure that the sheet names collide. Meaning actually, it's what you have on your workbook. Okay, the next one is how to read from web. Let me show you how to read from web. So let's say you want to read from web now. We use what we call, there's a package called url-lib.request. So we can, from url-lib.request, we can use the URL retrieve function. What we want to do is that we want to retrieve a URL. So let me copy this link first of all. Let me copy it and paste it on the browser so that you see what it means. So you can see this is a CSV file on the web. It's a CSV file. Can you see it, guys? The top shows us the column, location, continent. Let me zoom in so that you can see what I'm saying. Can you see location, continent, population, life expectancy, hospital bed per 1,000. So this is the location. This is Afghanistan. This is the continent is under. This is the population, and then this data set was majorly for, I think it was for COVID-19. So you can also see Nigeria here. Don't worry. Those of you in Nigeria, let me find your country for you. So this is Nigeria. Can you see Nigeria? And then this is under Africa, and then we have a continent of a population of, well, this is huge. And then so you see the rest. So this is very, very important. I think these are the data. This data set we're going to use. We're going to use this data set. So this is a CSV file on the web. And what if you want to download it and you want to bring it into Pandas? How you do that is we'll go to Pandas. We already have the URL. So I put the URL as a string data type into a variable called URL. And then we will use this method, this retrieve function, or retrieve function. We use it by calling it here and then passing the URL and how we want to save it. What this thing is doing actually is that we actually want to download it from the web, and then we are saving it into this variable called countries.csv. That's what we are saving it into. So I'll run this, and then let's save what we have. Let's save what we have. So we've saved it into this, meaning what we have copied, we have saved it into this. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, we want to read that data set that we have saved. That's what we are doing in this line. So by the time I come here, I write df, and I run this code, say this is the data set. And you see that the data set is what we have on the internet. Look at it here. Let me share it for you guys so that you can easily see it and practice with it. So I've sent it with you for you guys to see. It didn't go. Hello, can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Wait, I sent it twice. Why am I showing Numpy? So great. That's how we can, you can retrieve a file from a URL. You can retrieve a file. So you can see that is what we have here that we also have on Pandas. See how Pandas is very important. Funny enough is that you can also do this thing with SF. You can do this empty with SF. You can too. Any of them is valuable. Okay, so this is it. And then the last way we want to see how you can read JSON files. So I have some couple of JSON files here. Let me go to this. So these are a couple of JSON files. So let's look .columns first of all. So this is a JSON file. Let me see if I can make it big for you guys to see. A JSON file, it's more like a dictionary file, but it's a data structure format that is used in the web in terms of passing data around APIs. So I think the new one we have YAML and then you have JSON file. So it's more like a dictionary. If you look at this, let me copy this and paste it on the on Pandas so that you see it. So let me just say name is equal to, or let's say data is equal to this. So this is a JSON file, like I said. You can see how it looks like. This is a name. This represents the columns, name, age, and score. But in this case, what we have here is a dictionary also. This is a, look at it first of all, this is a dictionary that has multiple dictionary inside. So this is the Atta dictionary that has a name. Let me run that and call it out so that you guys can see it. So I'm going to say data. If I say data underscore, give me names. See names of name. And if I run this thing, see, so it's going to give me this dictionary, this first dictionary. Now, what you are saying here, this 0 here is actually the index. This is index 0. On index 0, what we have is this name, Alice, and then index 1, we have John. Index 2, we have Otavia. Index 3, we have Gonzalo, and index 4, we have Chastity. So, same way if I do age, you can see that in the 0 we have 30 and so forth. So that is the idea about JSON file. So, but JSON file has 5 formats, 5 basic formats that you can see them. We have the one for columns, we have the one as values, we have the one as index, we have the one as split, and then we have the one called record. So I'll show you guys how it looks like. So the first one I just showed you is called value. That's a JSON as value. Sorry, JSON at column. Sorry, guys, this is columns. So if you want to read that, I'll still go to my drive, find it, and then I'll copy the parts. So I'm reading this. This is what I'm reading now. I'm reading these columns on my drive, on my code. So I'll come here and paste the part here. Cool. And then run it. So when I run it, I can print TF, or just do TF. See what will happen. And this data, all the rubbish I've been saying that you don't understand. Look at it. This data you're seeing at this very top is coming out now as a data frame. So you can see what I was saying, that the first index, this is the index, and then these are the values. So another one is another format of JSON file you can get. Let me go to let me come here first and show you dot values, or pick dot values out. So this is another format of a JSON file. This can be another format of a JSON file. This can be another format of a JSON file. So you can also see that the top here represents the column, and then these are all the values. But let's see something. If we read this one out, so let me copy the parts. Are you guys still here, or you've gone to sleep?
Yeah.
So this is the part, and then I'm going to just press run. Okay, so run, and then once I press DF, you'll notice that on this, it's different from what we got here. You see here, automatically it was able to pick out the, the name, the age, and the rest as the column, but here it did not. It just gave it 0, 1, 2. But anyways, there's what we call orientation or orient. Orient, when you say orient, it simply means you are trying to say you want to pass in what format of JSON to what JSON frame format actually do we have? So let me, I showed you guys this thing, how to read a little bit of description. I want to tell you read them. Okay, so we have orientation that can be string, non-type, literal, frame, series, and the rest. So these are parameters you can pass when you are reading a JSON file. The file parts, or you can also read the orientation. So we're going to write, this is values. So I'm just going to put it there and then run it. Okay, so how do I now correct things like this? When you read things like this, how do you correct it? It's not hard. Let me show you how you do it. To correct things like this, to be sure that the name, the age, and the score goes back to become the column, is to do something like this. df.columns is equal to df.ilog. We're going to pick where is the first index. Is the first index in the 0 that we are having the column. So set it to be 0, and then when I come back and run my df, you see what will happen. You can see already it has already set a column for them, name, age, score. But what is going on is that we still have this repeating. So what I will do next is I'll do df is equal to df.drop. And then what do I want to drop? I want to drop 0. That's in the 0 as this. It should be as this one, thereabouts. So let me pick this off first and confirm. I like doing that. So I'll confirm here. Let me just confirm here. Let me just confirm here and see what I'll get. Okay, so as 0 not found, so that should be at 0 at 0. All right, great. So what I do things like this, df.drop as a 0 and 0 is drop in the feature word view. Okay, so although there's another, I think I used to have it like this. There's this. I don't know. There used to be something. I've done something like this before. I've done something like this before. Yes. I think I've done something like this before. Index is equals to 0. Yeah, sure. So that was me trying to get away with the warning. So when you do something like this, you see I've dropped that row. So when I set it back to index, that is what I want to do. Copy this. Now what you see me do here, guys, this is, I took time to practice it. It's not just a one-day stuff. You explore pandas and then you enjoy pandas. So once you are done doing that, once you do df, you have solved that issue. To solve that issue. So that's to tell you that sometimes not all JSON file comes the right way. There are some manipulations you have to put involved for you to get what you want. Okay, let's look at the 3 other ways you can get a JSON file. So let's go back here. Let's look at split. So this is split. These are splits can look like split JSON file. Not too neat, we have index. So this one in split, you get all the index first, and then it tells you what is the column. So you see that we have the names, the columns, the data. So the data now has things like, it carries the values. So this first data, this is the first data, this is the second data, this is the, so JSON files can come this way, guys. Can come like this. It's just for you to know which orientation is this and then use it. So let's go back to our code and then copy the, first of all, we have to copy the parts. I've already saved them. So let me go and copy the parts called JSON split is what we are working with. So I'm going to paste it here. Oh, it ought to be index. Which one did I check just now? The JSON, I ought to have checked JSON index, but let's do this one first. Doesn't matter. And run it. Now, look at what is going on. When we run this thing, we are having an error. You see, all array must be of the same length. So it means that Pandas was unable to find what format is this because I did not set the format. I just said it's split, but it's a JSON file, but still could not run it. So the way to do it is to set the orient and say that this thing is a split. Orient is a split. Now you see it has worked. So if I do df and run it, guys, this is it. This is very, very important for you to understand. Very important to now understand that. So you see, when I run, I without giving it the orientation, it don't work. But once I tell and say, okay, that's so it's with the bug here is that when you see a JSON file, understand what orientation, which will be the orientation of the JSON file, because you won't read them. Once you know which will be the orientation, then you will use them. You just use them, you will read them. Pandas will read them for you. So let's do the one for index. Before we call it a day. So I think I have 2 more to go. So let me just copy the one for index, copy parts and paste it here. Then let's see it on the drive. Let me show you how it looks like on the drive. So this is index. You see, they're all different formats. You can see the format, they are just different. So this one has all the index here, and then you have all your data records. So let's run that part. So this did not give us error like split. So let's do df and see what we get from it. So you can actually see that it's not giving us what we want to. Do you see that it's not giving us what we want? Eh, my people. When I say don't transpose this thing.
Yeah.
So there's a short way to do this thing. Let me show you the short way. Let me do .c. I've saved F. That's all. So what does .c mean? Transpose. So when we read our data, it was like this. This was our data. It was like this. It took the index. First of all, let's put the orientation first. Put the orientation. Why I show you the short way, you find long way. Why? I show you long way, you find short way. See the long way. Just put the orient. Tell it that it's the thing that index. It goes for you. But I just show you the other way. If I want convert them back to the way it felt before, I just transpose T. It has gone back. Anyway, so that's index for you. So once you put the orientation that is an index, you get it. So the last one for today was the last one for. Did I miss anyone? I've not missed anyone. No. So we've done column, we've done index, we've done split, and which other one? Record. Okay, let's do this one. This is the last one. Record. So let me show you how record looks like. How record looks like. So this is how record looks like. The orientation of record. So this is record. So this is how record looks like. You have your name, the name, yeah, age, yeah, and this they are all dictionary. So when you have multiple dictionary within a list, this is a list. All right. So let's read this one. I come back here, copy the part. And then paste it here. So let's run this thing. Okay, so by the time we do df, so one thing you should know that sometimes it will read, but if you not give it to you the once, now you can go back, go change them. Like you see, record give us what we are looking for. So guys, what have we done today? Today we're able to complete Numpy. Talked about all the remaining aspects in Numpy, and then today again we also went to Pandas, discuss what is Pandas, and then we looked at how we can read values into Pandas. We see how we can read SF file, CSV5 dictionary created by you, and then how you can also read all the format of JSON files. Now, the next thing that we'll have to do is to start from exploratory data analysis, where we just pick it up and do things like how to handle missing values and right. The reason why we say it's a project based is that what you are learning is what you can use to handle a project. You know what you can do to handle a data set and then get the answers that you have. That is a project base. You understand? So it means that at this junction, we've done the basic elementary stuff that you need to know. So the other things that we'll start doing now is we'll start doing things like, okay, we'll do things like how to handle missing values, how to look at data frame summary. So we'll do all of that, how to look missing values, how to handle them, sort data. And when we are done, I think between Thursday and Friday, we'll start looking at, okay, let's run through a data analysis on a data set. So how do you solve problem? How do you get problems and solve it? And then we'll look at that, and that will be a wonderful time. But I know you guys are learning. If you're not learning, I'm learning too. Hmm? All right, so I will open the floor for question now. Do you have any question? If you have any question, this is the best time to ask. So does anybody have any question? Let me see those who have. I'm coming. Let me see those who have question. Okay, somebody say I don't have, sir. if for you raised up your hand. Yeah.
How can you remove the first column that has the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4?
How can I remove? We've not got into how to remove. When we get there, you know how to remove columns.
Okay.
So any other question? Okay, so guys, what I would say is this: please, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. You don't go there and go and say, like, those of you going to link to post. Don't go and post. I learned about how to read, how to panda. Be specific what you've learned. You can say it as a storytelling. Do you know that pandas has different type and that and that? Then someone is asking what's the main difference between Numpy and Pandas. You can just put that on Google Shower and you just get it fast. All right. So what I'm saying is this: is that when you go to LinkedIn and then you want to describe what you have learned, please make it a storytelling. Don't just go and say today we learn. Make it a storytelling. That what are the challenges reading data into pandas? This is what you have learned. This is what you've seen as the challenges, but this is what you have learned, and then you are grateful for what you have learned, and you are getting set, getting prepared to just arrange your thought around that line, and then you post, you do your taggings and the rest. Leave it there. People will look for it, and they will be happy. You'll be happy when they see it. Do you understand? Okay, so in the absence of no, this will be the end of today's class. We'll come tomorrow. We'll start from exploratory data analysis, where we'll look at data overview and the rest. All right, guys. Arize, ciao. Please, if you've not filled your attendance, go and fill your attendance. And link remain the same. And don't share the link to anybody. Please. Don't share the link to anybody. Sure you fill your attendance is important for your certification. That being said, bye guys. Thank you. Arize,
Okay.
over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. God's gift. Thank you very much, everyone. The link is on the chat. Please, let's kindly go and fill our attendance. Attendance is mandatory and compulsory for your certification. Thank you very much. This is day 2. Okay, I did not see the
I
attendance.
think we might upload this on YouTube, maybe. So it's maybe you are not promising anybody. But all right, guys.
Okay, can you see it now? Joshua, can you see it now? Joshua? Okay, the link is on the chat. Please kindly go and fill your attendance. Thank you very much. Please kindly follow us on our Instagram. LinkedIn, and Twitter. Please, you can do it. It takes less than 5 seconds to follow and like our pages. Please do so. Thank you very much. Please kindly fill your attendance. Today is already day 2. 2 days done, 3 to go. Let's put on the same effort to start with, and I see our effort being crowned with success. Please fill your attendance, follow us on our pages, post. Today is day 2, so you have something to post. You just need learning pandas and how to upload your drive and everything. Thank you very much. God bless you. See you tomorrow, same time, same venue tomorrow. Fill your attendance, oh, fill your attendance.